Thank you very much. And without further delay, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Day 2, especially our dignitaries for the Ahmedabad Design Week 3.0. It's been a fantastic journey. And of course, we have Anju ma'am with us, who has been instrumental in many things when it comes to the Ahmedabad Design Week, from concepts, ideologies, to, of course, the entire toy idea, and Annie, right, Anju ma'am? And it's absolutely brilliant to have you with us one more time. And, of course, the other dignitaries. Without further delay, I'm going to request all of you to kindly begin the day by lighting the lamp. There's the lamp, if you could, yeah, thank you so much. Could we have the team with the candles? Thank you. Thank you all. And we're going to start with the slight formalities, which is felicitating the guests who have given us a time on a beautiful Sunday morning to make our Ahmedabad Design Week such a success. So I would now request Lolita ma'am and Ritesh Hara ji, President of Karnavati University, to kindly felicitate Anju ji with a stole and a veena. Taliyan bilkul bajti rehni chahiye, guys. Srimati Anju Sharma ma'am, IAS, Principal Secretary, Labour, Skill Development and Employment Department, Government of Gujarat. Let's hear it for Anju ma'am. Thank you, Ritesh ji. Thank you, Lolita ma'am. I now request Ashish Nar and Timsi Mehta to kindly welcome Air Marshal Ajit Bhosle ji with a stole and a memento. Ladies and gentlemen, Air Marshal Ajit S. Bhosle, AVSM, VSM, former member, Union Public Service Commission. Let's hear it for Ajit ji, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Ajit sir. I'd now like to request Dr. Brijesh Thimani and Shyam Prajapati ji to kindly welcome Dr. Amit Prashant with a stole and a memento. Bilkul, let's clap for Dr. Amit, please. Dr. Amit Prashant, Officiating Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar. And just to let everybody know that the keynote address will be done in the virtual mode. So whenever Dr. G. Satish Reddy joins us, we will be switching on to the big screen there. So starting with none other than inviting our dearest VC, Dr. A.K. Suryavanshi sir, to kindly give the introduction address.
Thank you, ma'am. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. Let all be happy, let all be healthy, let all see good. O Divine Mother, nobody should suffer. This is perhaps the purpose of design. This is the aim of design, and this is probably the destiny of design. Good morning to all of you. On behalf of Chancellor, President Mr. Ritesh Hadaji, all hands, faculty and staff, and students of Karnavati University, it's my honor to give a welcome note to very, very respected our own Madam Anju Sharma ji, Principal Secretary, Labour and Skill Development and Employment Department, Government of Gujarat. Ma'am, on behalf of University, no words, if I speak, will be sufficing the kind of contribution, the kind of motivation you have given to us, ma'am. Truly, we are very, very grateful and thankful to you for taking out your valuable time for us this morning of February, which is a very, very important day for us for ADW 3.0. Thank you, ma'am. Also, I feel honored to welcome Air Marshal Ajit Bhosle ji, Ati Vishisht Seva Medal, former member, Union Public Service Commission, Government of India. Sir, thank you so much for gracing this occasion, and truly grateful. Whenever I had an opportunity to talk to you, you have always given me more time to explain the nuances of governance, also explain the expectation by the union and the selection committee that I have to instill in my students. Thank you so much, sir. Truly grateful for you to come over. Again, I will be very, very delighted to welcome one of the academic here, Dr. Amit Prashant, Professor and Officiating Director, Indian Institute of Technology, Gandhinagar. Welcome, Amit ji. I know you have taken over officiating charge of IIT Gandhinagar in a very difficult situation. And the former director is the Vice Chancellor of Banaras Hindu University, again a very good friend of mine, known to me. So welcome to this Karnavati University ADW 3.0. And every time, whenever we work together, we act together, we live together, we smile together, and none other than Colonel Surajit Bose, who heads United World Institute of Design. Colonel Bose always, he is the one, school head. I call him anytime. He has never said me, Prof, I will not do this, or I have this region. First, he will do it. And then after one day, he will say that this was the constraint and you gave me instruction. Truly, sir, thank you so much for being such a lovely colleague. And I also welcome all of you, all the students, participants for this lovely, lovely morning for Ahmedabad Design Week 3.0. This time, ADW, to put the context correctly, ADW 3.0, third edition, is very special edition. Why? Because it came after pandemic, which is about to get over. A lovely news from Delhi arrived, the mask is off from tomorrow. I think we'll wait for the lovely news from Ahmedabad also in few days. But ADW 3.0 has brought hope. It has also brought a lot of smiles on the faces. The students, this time the theme was Defense and Aerospace. ADW 1.0, 2.0, we know that we have progressed. But this time, ma'am, you will feel very happy that almost 126 entrepreneurs from defense side, defense aerospace side, have participated in the Defense Innovation Challenge, which has been in the with consultation with DRDO and the Technology Development Fund. Though I will slightly take a detour here, my heartfelt felicitation and respect to Dr. G. Satish Reddy ji. He will be joining in a minute. We'll again welcome him that time for agreeing to address and join this conference through a web link at around 11:30. And for this, I have to thank Madam Anju Sharma, ma'am, really truly grateful, ma'am. I know for your call, this would not have been possible. So he will be joining us. Now, Ahmedabad Design Week 3.0 revolves around R&D and D&D. The question as a professor comes to my mind that it is the research and development route that we take, especially by the young scientists, or shall we take the design and development route? Both are correct. In fact, the design side, design and development, what we say D&D, is easy to take. R&D takes a lot of efforts, it takes a lot of time, large amount of experimentation. So our students, ma'am, you'll feel very happy that last year, in the month of September, 145 students had filed IP, intellectual property rights. In Karnavati University, there was no IP before that. And this team, we are so proud of students, faculty, staff, that you filed 145 IP, the largest in Gujarat in an academic year. So congratulations to all of you. You did that. And this year, we also get inspired to file more number than what we filed last year. Now, does it make us a bit overconfident? No. It makes us more responsible, probably more humble, to go down on our knees, thank Mother Earth for giving us this opportunity. So ADW 3.0, we expect that a lot of IP will emerge. 126 entrepreneurs displaying their skill and their craft on the ground floor during exhibitions. Students are working on this particular thing, and they have been doing a very, very good job. Sometime in the design world, when we find that, and I have a couple of friends, since I'm from a management side, marketing professor, and have been taught at top 5 business schools in India, taught abroad, I can share with you, I thought design will be a very difficult area, but this is not. And I have some friends in Cumulus, in Parsons, Mariana to name for, so a lot of people who has taught me in last 5-6 months what is design and how you should attempt it even if you have not handled very large complexities. Now design sits at, today, what I get as an intersection and the cross section. Now the intersection is that, we are talking about sustainable development goals, and every design format has to adhere to that. So there is the intersection that whether production design, PD, or industrial design has to take a cue from urban design, which this specialization we are going to introduce very soon in association with one of the Canadian university. We are working on it. Or it is a cross-section. Cross-section means, are we really going to, like a metaphor, what we say about the protagonist, if I'm a designer, I'm a protagonist. Do I cross over completely because the other path is not working? So it's like a cross runway. I'm taking off from this runway, but maybe I have to stop, take a detour, and use the other runway. So the designers, all the students here, you have to take a cue and think about whether which intersection of design will excite you, will really motivate you, or which cross-section of design you have to leave and slightly take away and move further. Sometime you will find in your journey as a designer, somebody will say he's a terrible designer. Like we say, this guy doesn't have money, he's a terrible guy. May not be true. Those who have a lot of wealth may be right, but those who do not have a lot of wealth need not be wrong either. Same thing goes with the design. That means you can always design something, even if it is not recognized that time. But what is important, what Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore says, "Jade tabe dak shune koi nasye tabe ekla chalo re." If there is nobody with you, walk alone, walk alone. So that's the design challenge, and that's the design world. And this, I'm sure you all will take it up with a lot of enthusiasm and do that. Another part which I would like to mention this morning is come to my mind. Anything can change. I had got an opportunity in 2016 to be in Hungary, Budapest, to guide a project in University of Debrecen. University of Debrecen is just 1.5 hours from Kyiv, the Ukraine capital. And I was talking to some of the academic friends in Ukraine last 2 days, and Debrecen University. Say, this town is so beautiful, and what is happening? He said, remember those installations at those crossroads? It's no more. That junction, it is finished. It is all demolished, and you feel very pain. But that should not deter. To propose is the human being's nature, and that's our role. And to dispose is the God's will. And that is he or the God will decide what to do, what not to do. What is very important in this juncture, that all of you are going to listen to Madam Anju Sharma, who is very, very skilled, beside a very, very able administrator, motivator, very, very senior government official. You will hear from Air Marshal Ajit Bhosle sir, a lot of wisdom. You will hear Dr. Amit ji talking about his knowledge sheet with you. You will also be fortunate to listen to Dr. Satish Reddy, Chairman, DRDO, who will be connecting from Hyderabad. There was some exigency in his family, so he's there in Hyderabad. And you will gain, but what is to take away from here? I wish to assure you all that if you have an idea, please attempt it. Please come to us with your cue sheets. Please write it down. And as a university, Karnavati University, we will ensure that you are able to get all the resources that you want to develop your idea. And one day, please contribute to the world of design because that is the only world that at Karnavati University we know very well. Have a lovely day. Have a grateful day. God bless you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suryavanshi, sir. Before we start, a quick request to the audio team there. There is a feedback and our guests are not able to hear. I mean, if you could just reduce the feedback. The audio team, if you can listen to me, or if one of the volunteers can make sure they get it. Before we start, there's a small, very small video introduction of all the panel members, so they can work on the feedback till then. So Parth, can you kindly play the video before we call the first speaker for the day? And without further delay, I'd now like to invite Dr. Amit Prashant, Officiating Director, Indian Institute of Technology, IIT Gandhinagar, literally जैसे कहते हैं हमारे पड़ोसी है. So welcome, sir. We're looking forward to you addressing the audience. If there's a problem with the feedback, feel free to stop us. We will work on the mic. Thank you.
Thank you. It is always a pleasure to be here. And it's good to see students on Sunday. That is not usual, right? And I hope your guys are going to have some kind of ganging up. Not my segments, in a way, and using our strengths to solve the problem. But at the same time, this whole design process needs diversity of thinking, diversity of being, you can say. So whether it is you can say the students of different nature, different segments, whether we say different states, different gender, different backgrounds, they have to be working together, and we have to bring them together first. So we, as an academic, as an industry, we have to keep on working on bringing the diversity in our groups and bringing those people together to innovate and have that edge in the end where we say that we will get things done. We don't talk, we get things done. Thank you.
I think we can applaud a little louder. I know it's a Sunday. Thank you, Samvit. But thank you so much, Amit sir. And as I said, since we're keeping time, we will love to open this for question and answers, towards the end. I'd now like to invite Air Marshal Ajit Bhosle sir, AVSM, VSM retired, former member, Union Public Service Commission, to kindly address the audience.
Dr. G. Satish Reddy, I'm told he is on a video connect with us. Srimati Anju Sharma, IAS, Principal Secretary, Labour, Skill Development and Employment, Government of Gujarat. Dr. Amit Prashant, Director, IIT Gandhinagar. Dr. AKS Suryavamshi, Vice Chancellor, Karnavati University, Colonel Bose, Director Academics, UID, eminent and esteemed guests, participants of the DRDO Defense Challenge, Innovation Challenge, faculty, teaching, non-teaching staff of the university, members of media, and equally important, the students, the girls and boys of the Karnavati University. I'm sorry. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Jai Hind. Yeah, it can get better, and that's good. I'm standing here on a very auspicious occasion, and I'm going to tell you two stories. One is about God, and the other is about human being. And in between, I may sprinkle some stories about animals. So let's begin with prayer to Lord Ganesh. As most of you may be familiar with that. Vakratunda Mahakaya, Surya Koti Samaprabha, Nirvignam Kurme Deva, Shubhakareshu Sarvada. This poem is so exhilarating, it's almost like a battle cry. When we go into battle, we do Har Har Mahadev, Jai Mahakali, Jai Bhagwan, Bole So Nihal. It's something like that. And this invocation to Lord Ganesh is necessary. It's a ritual which cuts across religions, faiths, and people, which is always said before beginning of any auspicious occasion. It translates something like this: O Lord Ganesh, God with such a huge body and a curved elephant trunk, you hold brilliance of billions of suns, and you are the one who perishes all the vignas, all the obstacles, so that everybody's well-being is taken care. And this invocation is necessary for events such as this, the Ahmedabad Design Week 3.0, which has been so very well conceived and organized by the team of your President, Ritesh Hadaji. And the theme is design and innovation. I'm aware that the Karnavati University, when it comes to design, is one of the top universities in the country. And now you've been asked to get into innovation related to defense and aerospace. So I also congratulate the mentors and the guides of the university who have conceptualized this, and this is being organized. Let me relate this concept of design and innovation to Lord Ganesh. How many of you agree that Lord Ganesh is one of the cutest designs in the world? It's been designed very well. It's a very cute design. How many agree with me? Raise your hands. Yeah. It's got to be cute. It appeals to everybody. It doesn't matter what faith and religion that you follow. You see Lord Ganesh in various forms. You make him as a Bal Ganesh. You've seen this in Jhankis in Gujarat and Maharashtra during Ganesh Chaturthi. You make him a farmer, you make him a Jawan. He fits into that very well. He's very adaptive. And we'll come to that later. What is important of adaptiveness in innovation. So, why not? Why is this Lord Ganesh so cute? Many of you must be knowing the story how Lord Ganesh got the elephant head. And I'll narrate that very briefly. Ma Parvati, or Devi Parvati, made Lord Ganesh out of the sandalwood and turmeric powder, which she used to use during her bath. And she made a murti out of it and she blew life into it. And there became a Bal Ganesh murti. A murti like any other cute child. And she asked him that you sit outside the house, the bathroom, and make sure that no one, absolutely no one disturbs me during my bath. So this little one must be standing like this, hands on his hips, and looking here and there to see that nobody disturbs his mother. And there comes Bholenath, Shiv, and you know him, how he looks. Here is a man with tufts of hair, let loose, with ash smeared on his face, with a third eye menacingly looking on his forehead, with a serpent around his head, and wrapped in a tiger skin. And he walks in. And there is this little boy stopping him, saying, "You can't go any further." Now, Bholenath doesn't know that all this has happened, because he's Bholenath after all. So in a fit of rage, he chops his head off. Bhagwan Shiv is known for short temper also, but he's also known for his benignness. And there comes Parvati and she's in a rage, she's livid absolutely. And what have you done? He's our son. Now Lord Shiv tells his Ganas, who are his followers, to go out and find a head of an animal which can be replaced. They go out and the first animal that they come across is elephant, a baby elephant, and bring that head which the Lord Shiva places on the body of this boy and again blows life into it. The baby comes alive with the elephant head. So this is a design which has been created by Lord himself. Why cannot it be cute? Do you agree now? So this is a very cute design made by the Lord himself. And if you look at this particular episode, it doesn't stop at that. And then he blesses him and says that whether God or a man, anytime he ventures upon something new, will always seek your blessings. And it's your duty. You will have the power to ensure that all the obstacles are on the way, out of the way. And he also very lovingly said, "Hereby I grant you all the knowledge and wisdom of the universe." So he's known as a God of Vidya, knowledge and wisdom. When you look at, now let me move on to innovation, how I relate innovation with Ganesh. If you look at Ganesh himself, he's got large ears. He's capable of very acute hearing. He's a very good listener. He's got sharp eyes. He's got a very sharp sight, vision. And he's got a strong trunk, and he's also got a tusker. These are his sources of his strength. And he's got a brain, which is full of wisdom, knowledge. Now, if you look at a sensor in an aeroplane, a fighter aeroplane, it's something like this. It can see, it can hear, it can look beyond, through foliage, through darkness. And after having seen all that, it synthesizes the information using his brain on board the aircraft and uses his power with discretion, with proportionality that is required. So here is the God who is going to bless us for success of this ADW, which is already on the way. There is another aspect of Lord Ganesh, and that is thinking out of the box. Your faculty must have told you all the time that you must think out of the box if you want to innovate. So another small story about Ma Parvati telling him and his brother that there will be a race between the two of you, and I want you to see who comes first. You have to go around the universe. While his brother takes off, because he's supposed to be, baby Ganesh is supposed to be very slow moving. He's also picked up mouse as his vahan. There's not much scope. And it's very important, this example, for all of you. But he thinks out of the box. And he goes around his mother and says, Mother, for me, you are the universe. And he wins the day. It's not to bring down his other brother who actually very seriously is going around, but he'll continue to go around. And he's blessed for his hard work and sincerity, whereas Lord Ganesh is worshipped for his sharpness, out-of-box thinking. And you have to be that. You don't have to be fast to be innovative. You don't have to be technical to be innovative. Your forte is design. So don't get bogged down as the day's proceedings that everything may look, I'm addressing your students, that may look very technical to you. It is not. Creativity has no barriers. You don't have to be an engineer to be creative, innovative. Remember this. Otherwise, there would have been no innovations. Take example of honeybee. Which engineering college, what architect school did she go? But honeybees, for years, make structures which are geometrically symmetrical. They are light yet strong. They are green. They are all weather and are multi-purpose. Where did they get this from? They are not engineers because they wanted to be there. They wanted to make it for themselves. The colonies stay there. The storms and rains and sun and shine, everything. Take an example of the caterpillar. The army chief said that yesterday. And why I'm giving the example of caterpillar, please don't ever think that this innovation is for technical people. Get out of this cocoon mentality. Get out the cocoon the way the caterpillar got out. And it only knew when it broke free from the cocoon that it's not a caterpillar, he's actually a butterfly. You all are butterflies in making. So don't underestimate your possibilities. So there's another message that you get from none other than Lord Ganesh. Having said that, let me tell you a story about a human, a person. Is Leo there in the audience? Leo. Leo Charles? Oh, he's not here. You heard him yesterday. I'm going to tell a story about him. Leo Peter Charles. He's amongst us. And you can catch him later on. And I want to tell his story, which I learned only last evening while chatting with him. He's a proprietor of Bird 360, Solutions from the Sky. Now this man is an entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, which all of you want to become. You're aspiring. They say that behind every successful startup, there are at least 20, 30 failures. So be that. And Leo did face those. Today, he is perhaps the last word on applications on drones. 250 types of applications he has under his arm. And is counting. And it is his copyright, but I have stolen it last evening, and I'm going to tell you 3 lessons that he has learned, and I'll share them with you. Because my story will be incomplete, because you will think that I'm only a mythological pandit or something. It's a story about a man who's very much here in this premises. I think he sensed that I'm going to tell his story, and to save himself the embarrassment, he didn't turn up. Lesson number 1, don't change your aim. It's not me, it's Leo. With a name like Leo, Peter, Charles, you got to be innovative. Otherwise, I would have been innovative long time ago. I don't have such a name. God bless him. Don't give up on your aim means don't dither from your passion. Be at it. Failure is part of the process. It's not the end of the world. 2, make your everyday better than yesterday. That means learn from your mistakes. Make your everyday better than yesterday. Learn from your mistakes so that you improve. And 3rd, which is most important and equally important, find a mentor. It doesn't mean that somebody that you pay obeisance to and who has his hand upon you. Yes, that will only come when you are worthy of it. What he means by that is collaborate. You can't do it alone. Open out what you're doing, speak it out. There's no cutthroatism here. It's all open. Collaboration is the key in innovation. Remember, collaboration is the key. So, taking all this together, I would urge the students here and also the participants who have come from outside that go out, not only to the defense industry in India, but also reach out to the aerospace and defense industries outside India and make yourself, your parents, your teachers, your mentors, and your nation proud. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Air Marshal Ajit Bhosle, sir. And now we're going to quickly connect to the Zoom link because we have with us the keynote speaker for the DRDO Townhall. Team Innovation, whenever we are ready to connect, Satish, sir. There he is. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for Dr. G. Satish Reddy, sir, Secretary, Department of Defense, R&D, and the chairperson of DRDO. Satish sir, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है आपका. Satish sir, can you hear us? That's what we're trying to figure out. In fact, I think there's a problem with the audio also. Just give us a second. To him, yeah. We're just checking that. If the sound, just bear with us, dear audience members. Just give us a second. Thus underscoring the need for great technology in every aspect of our life. Are we good? Sound department, are we good? We've lost Satish sir. We're just trying to connect him back.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good morning, good afternoon. Not yet. We'll be having Dr. Satish Reddy, the chairman of DRDO, is also the secretary in the Ministry of Defense. Please park some of your questions to the honorable guests on stage. We'll have a Q&A session by the time we think Dr. Reddy is on. Yeah.
Satish sir, can you hear us? Is there a problem with the audio? He cannot hear us. We're trying. Satish sir, can you hear us? Maybe we can just cue him to talk instead, right? He cannot hear us. Loud and clear, sir. Can you hear us? Thank you so much, Reddy sir. I don't know if my voice, okay, he's gone offline, but I'm sure he'll get all the gratitude. Continuing with the program, I'd now like to invite Srimati Anju Sharma ma'am, Principal Secretary, Labour, Skill Development and Employment Department, Government of Gujarat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Srimati Anju Sharma, IAS.
Morning, everybody. Distinguished panelists on the dais, my friends, Dr. Amit Prashant, Director IIT Gandhinagar, Marshal Bhosle, Dr. Suryavanshi, Colonel Bose, eminent people of the dais, and dear friends. So this is ADW 3, Ahmedabad Design Week 3. And as I was jokingly saying, Ani has grown from a toddler to a soldier. Last year when we did ADW 2, Ahmedabad Design Week 2, so the theme was toy. And we were a partner. So we were looking at a mascot. We're trying to find a mascot. So we said, who should be the mascot? And it was a toy, this thing. So we said, look, we are moving towards an Atmanirbhar Bharat. I don't know how many of you know full form of ANI. And any guesses from your side? If you are not an insider. Don't do that. Okay, so I think I've already pointed that out, that you should also know what ANI is all about. So ANI is an icon that stands for Atmanirbhar India. And that is ANI, ANI. And that's the mascot of this entire Ahmedabad Design Week. The idea is to make Ahmedabad the design capital of India and move towards Atmanirbharta. And that's where ANI has to take us. And that's where we have to develop our design, technology, and manufacturing innovation capabilities to move towards that. We are meeting today in the backdrop of two major events. One is, of course, we all know, the Defense Expo that is being held in Ahmedabad, in Gandhinagar from 10th to 13th, or 10th to 12th of March. And this event has been planned in accordance with that event so that it can become by the university, when the Defense Design and Technology Incubator was launched. So we are holding this event in context of that, and also another thing that is happening very coincidentally, and which you all are aware, is the international happenings that are going around. And the international scenario that has changed in the recent days, which points a lot towards Atmanirbharta, or points a lot towards being self-reliant in the area of defense. This entire event focuses on three things: defense, design, and development. And these three D, they go together. I remember a time when I was just I wouldn't say, people call it, all the army people and defense people call it commissioning, but in civil services we don't call it commissioning. So when I just got into the service, and as a part of my training, I had gone for army attachment. Army attachment, Air Force attachment, and Navy. So as a part of Army attachment, we stayed in mile 13, way back, 30 years back. And there we used to wear those heavy shoes and coat parkas, heavy coat parkas, and we used to light those cigarettes for cold and all these things. So I used to wonder at that time, why can't we be more modern? Why can't we have such thin parkas? Why should this parka would be about, it was about 20 kg or 25 kg, something like that. Of course, now better parkas are available. But at that time, I used to wonder. So this is the importance of design, innovation in defense. Because when you see the life of soldiers who are working at high altitudes, I don't know how many of you would be familiar with that. And given a defense background myself, I have experienced quite a bit of it. And there is memory loss. You can't walk. You can't eat anything. It's difficult to eat. So you have to go in for food which is conducive to that kind of terrain. It's a shortage of oxygen. When you cannot pull yourself, how do you pull that much weight of a huge gun and the ammunition and all that? Living is difficult, surviving is difficult. And hats off to our soldiers who fight under these difficult circumstances. And for them, we have to innovate. We have to innovate. We have to do our part towards the defense of the country by providing the best of the facilities, the best of the equipment to our soldiers. And that's what this innovation in defense and designing in innovation in defense is all about. Thinking from the perspective of being self-reliant in the area of defense. But another pointer here. I've been working in the area of, now, with the student startup and innovation policy. When we brought innovation, a big problem that comes when we start to innovate, and this is especially for the students. The problem that comes is we become self-centric. Okay, we become too attached to the idea. You like some idea, you like that concept of it. It's a very glamorous, romantic. I'm not talking glamorous, romantic in that term, but because it is so close to you, so close to your heart. So we get attached to that idea and we think that this is what we should create. This is what we should make. So our innovation becomes more of desire-oriented. Our desires get reflected in the innovation. But the innovations that go far and that really help the purpose for which they are being done is that they should be demand-oriented. Innovation should be demand-oriented. And it's only when these are demand-oriented you will be able to make an impact for yourself and for the society and for the purpose for which you are doing that innovation. A lot of products are created by the innovators. Not many of these products, when you talk to the innovators, they are roaming around with their products in their hands, their prototypes in their hands, trying to find a market for these products. They don't get it because, number one, their product was not based on a demand. The product that survives is that which is based on demand. So that should be the biggest caution that one should keep in mind. Another thing that I would like to highlight to all the innovators is that sometimes an idea which is ahead of its time may be very revolutionary, may have its relevance, but may not find its takers at that moment. So hold for that time. Don't give up. Wait for the time when the that idea becomes relevant and when the time comes for that idea. And that is a time when you will get the impact or the result of your idea. So please do that. Another challenge that comes before the innovators is finding the right kind of skill, and that's where I work. Now when we are looking at emerging technologies, we are looking at all kind of technology breakthroughs that are coming in various sectors, we have to find the right kind of manpower. And the same is true for all these innovative equipment or any innovations in terms of a program or a software or a platform that you devise for defense or any other sector. We need to have skilled manpower to serve that particular innovation. And for that, especially Government of Gujarat is making a lot of efforts, and we are creating a lot of innovative courses that are designed to train around 50,000 people in the next about 5 years. 50,000 people this year itself, 50,000 people in the next year to cater to all these kind of innovative technologies and sectors that are coming up. And the defense manufacturing and aerospace is also going to be a part of that. And as a part of our skill development initiatives, we are taking that up, and we are devising a lot of innovative courses, especially in the areas like programming, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, electric vehicles. From defense perspective also, electric vehicles are very important. And UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, the drones. Very recently, Government of India has come up with the drone policy. And in the budget also, in the Government of India, central budget, union budget, there was a huge emphasis on drones. And we are working towards creating very skilled manpower for the state for catering to the drone sector. So today you are all participating in this Ahmedabad Design Week, which was on the theme of defense and aerospace. So I congratulate the organizers, especially Ritesh Hada of Karnavati University and the entire team led by Dr. Suryavanshi for organizing this event very successfully. And I'm sure that this event will set up milestones in not only in the design sector, but in the aerospace and defense sector, especially for the Gujarat state in the years to come. And this movement that you have initiated, you will take it forward. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Anju ma'am. Can we have another round of applause for Anju ma'am, please? Thank you very much. Because we have a lot of sessions lined up, dear dignitaries, we will skip to the Q&A, but if there are questions, feel free to reach out to the Ahmedabad Design Week online, and we can possibly forward the questions to people. So I would now like to invite Colonel Bose, sir, to kindly give the word of thanks for the DRDO Townhall. He's gone offline. We've thanked him. Yeah, he's offline. Nikal liya. Ha.
Good afternoon, everyone. Members on the dais, stage, guests, media, dear students. It's a distinct honor and a rare privilege to propose the vote of thanks to such a high-profile DRDO Town Hall. We couldn't have Dr. Satish Reddy, our chairman DRDO, who brought out, although from far, how the DRDO, with its 30 labs across India, are contributing to making innovation of design and innovation in all the sectors of India towards making Atmanirbhar. But what he said was, today they have at least 60,000 startups which they are dealing with. They have PhD programs which are being sponsored. An exhortation to our youngsters that come take this opportunity, combine, collaborate, and there is such a lot of opportunity in this land. We started the vote of thanks with nearly a battle cry and setting the tone by our dear Vice Chancellor on how we could get to this point. And if you don't know, the type of support, the inspiration by Madam Anju Sharma, Principal Secretary, Labor, Skill Development, Employment Department, Government of Gujarat. And why I am here to say it, because in the Toy Design Challenge, the type of spirit, the passion she brought to make ADW2 successful, although it was online, it has been doubly more for ADW30. Thank you, ma'am, for all the inspiration which you have brought to us. DRDO coming on board, the Chief of Army Staff coming to the first private university, the launching of the Design Innovation in Defense Challenge, more so at a time when there's a troubled world outside. I think, fortunately or unfortunately, till the Defense Expo, the many dots being combined together. Ma'am brought out, and it was also there in the curtain raiser, that how we have to consider the entire design process, look at job creation, look at skill development, and what starts as a spark goes much beyond the spark to make, as we rightly said, make in India, made in India, these type of exhortations current. Air Marshal Bhosle brought the invocation of gods, the design of the divine, and then to bring forward that it is adaptive. So just in our BDS honors, defense, which may be the first such program in India, defense design, we have an elective of biomimicry. We take invocation and inspiration from nature, and we have brought out through our HODs in the School of Industrial Design, sir. Dr. Amit Prashant gave us a good understanding of how from concept to actualization has been there in this land of Gujarat, which he is very well, he has done it, practiced it, how to combine various forces together. Since time is running short, I will only like to, in the end, bring the various factors of how, from the time the curtain raiser, from the time the defense global challenge, so the innovative challenge of DRDO, some of 156 startup and pitches which have been there, they have been made on 7 to 11 innovative challenges, which has, for the whole of India to participate, we will be taking up. And ma'am, based on your inspiration, as Dr. Suryavanshi said, 156 IPRs have been done by our students of UID. Let's give them a big round of applause. So for some who are not participated or didn't know what the DRDO Defense Innovation Challenge was, it was about anti-mob equipment, see-through foliage, a secured fiberglass, post-COVID psychological effects on soldiers, remote charging of UAV batteries, gun slot location like we have some designers here who have looked at drones, we can pick up things from the seabed and such like. Ma'am closed it with her battle inoculation on the fields. So India runs from very high altitude to very deep sea. And the topic, the theme of defense design innovation in defense and in airspace is something for all us to cherish. I just leave the stage with the exhortation that UID students, with their might on defense processes, are contributing to the might of India to be Atmanirbhar and be strong in the polity of nations. Thank you very much.
So I know after the vote of thanks, generally we close the session, but our panelists are extremely keen on taking on some questions, and this is a great opportunity because I think we like such panelists who are daring to take questions. So volunteers, you have the mics. Any questions for our panelists here? And again, the DRDO related questions can be emailed. We will make sure they reach Satish sir and there will be answers. So for the panelists sitting here, if you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, could you please do a show of hands so that my volunteers can reach you? No? Did you know? Oh, sorry, you were just, I thought you were raising your hand. I'm sorry. Anyone? Yes, sir. Could one of you just run to the gentleman here?
I am N.K. Gupta, formerly from ISRO. Just I have a question to Mr. Suryavanshi. So many innovations, ideas have come, and a startup is there. Can you just tell one significant item out of that, budget-wise as well as by technological challenge-wise?
The ideas which has been submitted, so we went through the 3 phases. I'll very briefly take you further. So 156 IP. The process was derived over 4 months period. So first month, what we did, that the students did not know actually that their idea or their project, what we call, is worth being developed into an IP submission. So our faculty colleagues and United World Institute of Design were divided into around 12 teams. So there were 25 faculty members and the students were close to 168. So the different groups were formed because ideas were in the area of industrial design, production design, automotive design. It was in the lifestyle accessories, into ceramic, textile, leather, copper, metal, wood. Apart from that, there were some of the ideas were into the visual communication, the VC areas. So different areas were divided and we asked them to look into their project. What they do usually is a global project. Also they do a whole semester GP kind of project, a long digitation we can say. So they looked into those and the faculty members helped them recall that during Viva Voce, what we call is open defense or jury, what they answered. So in fact, they had to go back to their records and they prepared a term sheet, which is a very, very mini kind of projection term sheet. After that, the group was further divided and we look into the IP filing format. So we gave them to fill the format. There were some sessions taken by me personally and all our very, very able HOD, departmental heads spend a lot of time. And next phase is that when we're ready, then the IP attorneys were called and we filed under different categories, including patent. Design patent were 58, some were the copyright and some were the trademark and the few were logos. So total summation, but as you know, we didn't file under express entry. So express entry would have taken 2 months' time to decide, or maximum 3 months. We filed a normal route, which will take close to around 7 to 11 months by the time it is published, but so far no query has come. Now, the very well you said about the design idea. I will not go into very details of it, but few were about all-terrain vehicle and how the design of all-terrain vehicles should be there. This was one. Second was also, the few ideas were about textile, how to make a blended textile which can have a very lighter kind of weight and which can reduce the temperature outside by using a different fabric amalgamation. So these were another side which they did. Few were in the areas of robotics, that the uses of robotics beyond the conventional arms, where all it can be utilized. And the funds part of the projection, prototype development, will cost us in the range of around 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh rupees. So work is going on hereafter. In brief, this is the status.
Okay, thanks for a comprehensive answer.
Thank you, sir. Do you have questions? Because I know Colonel Bose possibly has a question. So before I let Bose sir speak.
Although we are running short of time, I'd just like to ask Anju ma'am. She was part of in her earlier avatar, she was part of launching many policies, including the policies which brought the SSIP to where it was. Ma'am, my question to you is that, are there any figures of how defense design, defense corridors are being thought through to create jobs and more employment in the state of Gujarat? I'll just repeat. I said that ma'am was the real force behind launching the innovation policy and many other policies in her earlier position, designation. Now she has taken up a much bigger role of employment generation, MSME sector. So does the defense innovation made in India, Atmanirbhar Bharat, is there a perspective plan for employment and defense corridor in Gujarat?
So, thank you. Thanks for the question. I think, see, the entire idea of our Honorable Prime Minister for building self-reliance, Atmanirbharta in defense sector, it not only focuses on building our own capabilities in the defense sector and substitute our imports by our domestic manufacturing, but also this brings a lot of employment for our young population. And as you all know, India has a demographic dividend, and we are about 40% of our population is youth. They have a lot of talent that has to be harnessed. And this talent, we have both the ends of spectrum here. There is talent that is waiting to be harnessed. And because they don't get opportunities here, they go abroad. And on the other side, there is a larger mass, larger chunk that does not get the opportunities to get the right kind of skills so that they can be utilized in the manufacturing or the services sector. So, for example, I did not touch the area of drones or the UAVs. That sector itself is going to generate a lot of jobs in the coming years. A lot of jobs are going to come up in the aerospace and defense sector, and which would require both not alone in the manufacturing, but also in the repair and maintenance, in the servicing of those equipments, in the operation of those equipments, and other things. So we, from the employment perspective, we are, when some people say that employment is, now in the recent times, employment is not providing doling out jobs. It doesn't mean doling out jobs, but it means facilitating the youth to become employable. That's number one. We have a portal called Anubandham, which is an online portal for jobs. 2 lakh vacancies in various sectors are existing as on date on that, which shows the kind of jobs that are getting generated in the services and the manufacturing sector. The youth just has to become employable to tap those jobs. You know, nobody will hire you if you do not have the right kind of skills. So similarly, having the right kind of manpower is very important for excelling in the aerospace and defense sector. You need to have the right kind of people who can undertake research. You need to have right kind of people that can build those kind of precision equipments with that kind of precision. You can't deviate, it has to be a Six Sigma kind of a thing. An error of 0 point to the power of, I don't know, minus so and so, 0.0000 and 0.1 is not tolerable in defense, because you're dealing with lives of people. You are dealing with precision to the extent that if you have to drop a bomb in the enemy territory at certain lat long, then you have to drop it there. Otherwise, you will kill some civilians. So when you're operating in this kind of territory, then you have to be not only proficient in that area, and you have to be very highly quality centric. So one has to develop the right kind of skills and the right kind of talent. So we are now aiming at creating a talent pool for all the services that can cater to the upcoming areas, and defense and aerospace is one of the major sectors that we are looking at. Anything that you'd like to add?
Thank you so much, Anju ma'am. And because we have no other questions, I would like to thank and bring this session to an end. I request Colonel Sir and VC Sir to kindly escort our guests downstairs. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge round of applause for the DRDO Town Hall, for all our amazing speakers who started day 2, Ahmedabad Design Week 3.0. We're starting the next session in exactly 2 minutes. Volunteers, kindly help reset the stage, please. Our next session is with Major General M. Indrabalan Sir. Please hold on another 2 minutes. We are good to start the other session.